there, thanks for joining us on the Country Cottage. I'm your host, Brittany Young, your Warren County Family and Consumer Science Agent.
And I'm Joanna Coles, your Agriculture Agent.
And we're celebrating. We like to celebrate all seasons of life here on the Country Cottage, and we're nothing shy of spring and the Easter holiday. In this episode, we have tons of great things going on.
That's right. I mean, Easter baskets, how to take care of your Easter pet if you choose to get one. And then also, you're sharing a delicious herbed recipe.
Yeah, and you know, I'd love to add, you'll see the beautiful wreath made behind us, and we're going to show you all how to make a spring wreath on a grapevine that you can use throughout all seasons and all holidays to save a little bit of extra money. So I'm really excited about this episode. I love this time of the year and all the beautiful colors.
Celebrate Easter all month long.
Yeah.
Now, Brittany, I know though, we're getting into the springtime, people are starting to raise different vegetable products. And you know, a lot of people have this on their mind, like, I have this great salsa recipe. Now, how do I make sure that where I can make that and sell it legally in Kentucky? And I know that you have a class.
There's a couple steps that you have to go through, and we're offering a workshop. It's a microprocessing workshop, April 17th. You can call your local extension office to get information, but the class is actually right here in Warren County. You sign up through UK, but you go through this workshop. At the end of the day, you'll have a period where you can ask questions and get interaction with specialists at UK, but it's an opportunity if you've got that question you're not really sure of, but like you said, you also have a salsa, or you have a recipe you'd like to sell at maybe a roadside stand or your farmer's market. This certifies you to be able to do that legally in the state of Kentucky, and it's very simple, and it's a great program that really answers any questions that you could possibly have.
That's right. And if you missed the April 17th, there are more offerings, but just not here in Warren County.
That's right. Other counties will offer it throughout various times of the year. We try to spread it out. But you can contact, again, any of your extension agents, your agriculture or family and consumer science agents, and we can find a calendar for you. So if you can't come to that date, you can come to one of the others.
And make sure that we get to taste some of that great salsa.
That's right. Spring is a perfect time to utilize some fresh herbs in your cooking, and today we're showing you a Kentucky Proud plated up herbed pasta and roasted cherry tomato recipe that's to die for. Delicious.
It does sound very good, Brittany. And spring is one of those times where you get really excited about growing things, and herbs are one of the first things that you can grow.
Yes, and it's so fun to cook with them. And this recipe uses a combination of fresh and dried. And so let's get started. I've got my electric skillet. You can use a regular skillet on your stove. Set it at a medium to high heat just to warm it up.
Okay.
And we're going to use a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And you need one onion that you've minced. And what we're going to do now is just saute your onion. We want that soft texture of the onion in our pasta salad.
Okay, so you want that translucent onion flavor, but not the raw onion taste, right?
That's exactly right. So I'm going to put my top back on my skillet here. It just takes a couple minutes to soften up, but we're going to let that do its business. And while that does, go ahead, preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and you're going to roast your cherry tomatoes. You need 1 pint of those. And I've cut my cherry tomatoes in half just so I can have more tomato in each bite. Just toss that with a little extra virgin olive oil. Roast it again for about 10 to 15 minutes. Keep a close eye on it. And that's all you need to do for your tomatoes.
Okay, now roasted tomatoes. That's something interesting in a pasta recipe. I mean, and it is one extra step, but Brittany, is it worth the flavor?
It is. It creates a great texture. It is so worth it. It's delicious. So just give it a try. It's definitely a good step. It brings this pasta salad to a whole nother element.
Okay, and then I see you have your noodles here.
Yes, when you choose a noodle, choose a 100% whole wheat pasta. That's a great way to make sure that you get a whole wheat grain, and it's very simple. It's a very simple switch that you can do that's inexpensive, and so it brings a little bit of a more makes our recipe a little bit more healthy than just a typical pasta salad.
And still going to add that bold flavor that pasta has, right?
It is. Okay, so let's check on our onions. Oh my gosh, it is smelling so delicious, isn't it?
With that and the roasted tomatoes, I think, even have an aroma to them as well that you have here.
It really does. Okay, so I think we're set here. What we're going to do is add a little bit of garlic. And I'm using a minced garlic. If you have fresh garlic, you can use that too. For convenience, and because I already have this on hand to save a little bit of money, I'm just going to go ahead and use this today.
Okay.
We're also going to throw in our diced red bell pepper.
Okay.
We're gonna soften that up.
And Brittany, does it matter if it's red or green or orange?
It doesn't matter. I like to say whatever's on sale, each pepper has their own flavor. So maybe choose one that your family loves, or again, that's on sale, maybe one that you already have on hand. And give that a quick stir. Combine all of those ingredients together. And the flavors are so fragrant. It's so delicious.
Okay, so the tomatoes aren't the only thing that's roasted in this pasta salad.
That's right. This is going to be a pasta salad that you can serve warm or cold. So let's put the top back on this for a few minutes.
Okay. Now, Brittany, this seems like a dish when we put it all together that you could maybe add some chicken to, and it may maybe make a full meal out of this.
You really could. A lot of times you'll see a pasta recipe that calls for chicken, and this is one that you don't want to shy away from. If you'd like to add to create this dish as your main course, go ahead and add a grilled chicken breast, cut it up and toss it within your salad, and it would make for a delicious meal that would be satisfying, that would have your protein, that would keep you full, and would be a very nutritious and healthy dish.
Yes, wouldn't have to feel guilty about eating this.
No, we would not. So as we let this simmer, let's look again. I think it's starting to soften up for us.
I think the smell of onions and peppers when they're sauteing together smells so good.
Delicious. It is. It's delicious. Okay. I'm going to put the top back on. Turn this down just a little bit as we add our other ingredients.
Okay.
So we've got our pasta. Let's go ahead. We're going to throw in our 1 pint of roasted cherry tomatoes.
All right, and I'll stir this for you, Brittany, as you add.
We're going to add fresh basil. This basil we got from Pelly's Garden Patch. Absolutely delicious. It's a great place to find all your fresh herbs.
Okay, and that has its own. I mean, this not only is going to taste good, but it's also going to smell good.
And look how colorful we already are.
It is, and that basil adds quite a bit of flavor, and we don't have to add additional sodium if you're really watching, you know, your sodium intake.
Which we all need to be anyways. Anytime we can cut that back in a dish, we're really doing ourselves a favor and our family a favor too. I'm going to toss in some dried oregano.
Okay. Now, Brittany, if we had some fresh oregano, could we use that as well?
You could. You definitely could.
Oh,
and you can do that with thyme as well, as I'm putting in a little bit of thyme. Now, and the last thing I'm going to toss in before we add our pepper and our onion is crushed red pepper flakes. If your family, if you don't like crushed red peppers, you don't have to put the flakes in. But if you like a little bit of heat, add some.
If you like a lot, I guess you could add more, right?
If you like a lot, add a little bit more. Definitely so.
But that probably gives it a little bit of spice, and you probably can't really even tell.
No, you can't. If you just add a little bit, it does add quite a bit of flavor. All right, Joanna, I think we're officially ready.
All right.
Oh, yes. Look how delicious. Oh, my gosh.
Now I can see where you're saying that you could serve this warm as well, because you're putting some of those warm ingredients in.
Yes.
And then, or you could maybe chill that in the refrigerator and really let those flavors marry together.
And serve it as a cold pasta. Because this doesn't require any mayonnaise or yogurt, this would be a great pasta salad that you could take to a family gathering, and it would be safe enough to, you know, keep outside.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to worry about any type of foodborne illness or anything like that. So safe, flavorful, and healthy.
That's exactly right. Look
Everything
how
in
delicious.
one. And it's very colorful, Brittany. I mean, it does look nice on the plate.
It is. So delicious. Can't wait to take a bite of it. Hey, stop by the Garden Patch and pick up some of these fresh herbs that we've cooked with today. There's tons of varieties there. Tell them we sent you, and you'll be in for a great surprise at one of my favorite little local places to shop.
That's right. And if you would like the recipe for this pasta, you can stop by your local extension office.
Celebrate.